Hey everyone, Enrique here. Welcome to another review. There is a question that a lot of wrestling fans have made over the years. Who killed WCW? If you don't know what WCW is, it was the wrestling company in Atlanta, Georgia that was created by Ted Turner, and it was comprised of some of the territories in the southern area. It was supposed to be a salvation from the monopoly that was WWE, or at that time it was known as WWF. And in this four-part documentary series, it was going to explain not only what made WCW one of the biggest wrestling companies that had a great product that oversee WWF at that time. It was one of the biggest companies that ever had any type of wrestling, and it was a great competition during the 90s. But is the reason why it's called the Who Killed WCW, because for every wrestling company that was so big, something happened, and in the case of this one, it was hitting rock bottom in spectacular way. And a lot of people have blamed a lot of others, wrestlers, promoters, financial people. They have been passing the blame over and over again to any type of direction. So my question is, who is right, and what exactly was the main cause for WCW to get killed? At the very least, got bought out by WWE and Vince McMahon. Is one of the things that this documentary is trying to answer, or at the very least, show the perspective of each individual who was part of it. We get interviews by not only the wrestlers, but some of the promoters, the financial people, and some of the journalists who had a keen eye on what happened during the product. So here's my attempt to try to analyze what I think it is. But before we get to that, let me just say that this is the first time I've done something about wrestling. I'm not reviewing things from WWE anymore. The product got staled, and honestly, I rather look at the history. We can always rely on nostalgia, of course, but I should mention I never watched WCW or WWF at that time. I was just a baby, for God's sakes. But it's why I'm doing this, so I can come here with fresh eyes, with no side, and just analyze what happened and see what would be the main cause and how they speak of WCW without the eyes of WWE. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the first episode and see what we're in store for. So, the episode starts off with every talking head that has ever been in WCW, well, except for Dwayne Johnson. By the way, I should probably mention Dwayne Johnson was the executive producer for this series. I don't know why he decided to be in this interview. I mean, I know that during the Monday Night Wars, he was working with WWF. We all know him as The Rock. But here's the thing, he doesn't have exactly anything new to add on except that, oh, I was looking at WCW, we should do something like that. Or, yeah, why not? Or just asking for opinions. I should probably mention this was done around the time that The Rock was a heel in WWE when WrestleMania 40 was around. And while I have my issues with Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, I respect him for his work. And hey, you won't hear me complain because I already did it in the Black Adam review. Regardless, let's talk about how the episode begins. It was all putting the focus on Eric Bischoff. Now, Eric Bischoff, we all know who he is. We all know what he has accomplished during his run in WCW. But before any of that, it should probably be mentioned that he was already before a salesman. The entire episode focused on Eric Bischoff and how he started in the wrestling world. He started out as one of those wrestlers or one of those guys who was a seller in Minneapolis. He was selling state of, let's say, flux, or in a terrible state, let's just say that. It tried too hard to be like WWF, the outlandish wrestling matches, the celebrities, or even characters of those movies. Like, for example, World Cup appearing in a WCW pay-per-view, helping save well, yeah, it was one of the ways people that did. It was also around that time that Scott Hall was there. Scott Hall was working alongside Danny Page as the gimmick started, and all the while, Kevin Nash was working in WCW as Oz. Was the other Dusty Rhodes after Kevin, and one of the things that I have to say, Kevin Nash throughout these 4 episodes, or maybe it's just in general, I noticed that his voice was starting to be raspy. Like he started to sound like I'm sorry, I might mocking Kevin Nash, but he sounded very tired, and he was like talking in a very low voice, like he just got tired for the 700th time to be asked these questions. Which honestly, after being in wrestling for so long, it's probably one of the things that he feels tired of. But around that time, he didn't like the gimmick, he thought it was garbage. In fact, a lot of the decisions that were made in WCW, according to a lot of people, it wasn't because it wasn't made because of wrestling promoters. It was made by people who didn't have a clue about WCW. Now, one thing that should be mentioned is that there was all those things that were created by Ted Turner. Ted Turner, we all know him, we all miss him. He was responsible for a lot of things in the sports industry. And believe it or not, he was the one who created or was responsible for the rise of Cartoon Network, for all the programming to be shown in television. I remember that I grew up watching Cartoon Network's programming, all the cartoons that were nice all day, all the reruns that they made about the original ones. How it was a gateway for every kid to watch all those cartoons that were starting to rise up out of the series. So it was one of the privileges of watching television show. And it's all because of Ted Turner. And let's be honest, Ted Turner is 100 times better human being and a much better billionaire than Vince McMahon. Let's just say that. Because Vince, we all know his history, we all know what he did, but man, it was such ridiculous. But going back to Ted, he wanted to promote WCW, but because there were so many people that were there that had no idea about wrestling, it was very bad. It was terrible. I in one of the TV shows of WCW in what was it called? Wait, Called America? It was Called America, if I'm not mistaken. A big mall in the United States that was very big for a lot of people and shop there. And it was one of the initial places for them to shoot live in WCW program. It also brought a lot of attention to shoot in the studios, obviously studios, since they wanted to do things different. But yeah, going back to the mall in WCW's pay-per-view live show, they also created and it was also one of the things that they said that they realistically expected. For example, during that live show, they revealed that Lex Luger had appeared in WCW. And keep in mind that at the moment, Lex Luger was working with the WWF. He was supposed to be the next Hulk Hogan, but he failed miserably. So he went back to WCW and made his appearance. One of the things that was unexpected was that WWF didn't know about that time. They didn't know that Lex was leaving here. It was believed that he was under contract, but then he appears in WCW, and that's where the ties started to shift. So all the time they start to shoot more matches, do more presentation. And one of the key factors for WCW's success was for Eric Bischoff to get Hulk Hogan. Now, before I say anything else, let me just say this. I'm not happy that Hulk Hogan died. I know that I'm upset. Explain the success that he had. But of course, I have to give him. I love him. Treat people that he loved, although certain people. So yeah, let's just say that Hulk Hogan is a very good person, and even after his passing, he's still being discussed complicated ways. But at that time, this is during the 80s and 90s, he was considered a real American, the biggest wrestler to ever grace a pair of boots. He was beloved. He was solidified as one of the top stars, a good guy that things began to push into the 80s. It was his version of the Superman in WWF. He wanted to create colorful characters, and this is how Vince McMahon was power. He wanted to make the wrestlers look like action figures, like cartoon figures, like one of those superheroes that you watch in syndication. So it was a good attempt for Vince to perform this on stage and completed with many wonderful colorful characters. Mind you, Ric Flair, Ric Flair was supposed to be with the color. But yeah, Macho Man, Hacksaw, what else? Ted DiBiase, some wrestlers, I think it is Roddy Piper, Ultimate Warrior. There's so many wrestlers at that time that had a hand on creating the success that the WWF experienced. But of course, Hulk Hogan, after the failed trial, the scandal, and after realizing that he wanted to prolong his career, he decided to leave WWF. He went to the Walt Disney Studios to shoot a show called Thunder in Paradise. If you don't know what Thunder in Paradise is, you can check out the Brian James version with regret review about that show of the first 2 episodes. So you can get an idea of what it is. But needless to say, it was an important show at that time because it was how Eric met Hogan. He wanted to bring Hulk Hogan alongside a lot of the colorful characters from WWF into WCW. It it was the idea to make WCW like a legitimate wrestling company full of surprises. And they managed to acquire Hogan. He got to match with Ric Flair. One day we got to see a WrestleMania 8, but we got to see it at Bash at the Beach. It was the first time that we saw Hogan during that time, there were a lot of changes that they made. Eric was starting out with ideas. Eric was not so Taker made allowment to Eric, which made Brad Singer, one of the executive producers of the television industry, very upset. He looked like he was a wrestler. It showed by the back. Because according to him, he made that program to be taken seriously. Looking like a legitimate television program for everybody in America. So he wasn't happy with this, but he bite the bullet in this case. Because of Eric's success with Hulk Hogan, it also prompted the idea of making things even more realistic and predictable. At that time, Hogan was starting to be faced as one of the good guys anymore. People wanted to boo him, but they didn't know how. It wasn't until the end of the year happened. So everybody has already said about how the NWO except for those who don't know, it was the creation between Scott Hall and which after leaving WCW they went to the WWF, and for Kevin Nash he worked as Diesel, and for Scott he worked as Ramon. They had a good run at one time, but they won one. So they both left. They led to a video in which they had shown eyes on the land for a while, and when they showed up for WCW, it was like invaders. They showed Scott Hall being the first one to enter, say, "You know who I am, you want a war? You're gonna get it." It was, they played war to pay for terms to WCW. Then Kevin Nash appears, and then Kevin Nash says, "Alright, this is what the good boys play, huh? Look at the adjective. Look at the verb. Look at the verb, Kevin. Why did you say adjective?" But yeah, he says, "We ain't here to play." So that's how it started out. So the two invaders, quotation marks, started to create more attacks during the time of WCW. Revealed there was a third man that was part of this, and that leads us to another Bash at the Beach. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 1996. In 1996, WCW being successful as well, because now the NWO started to become more outlandish, more creative, real. It showed how much it was trying to be more realistic, really at the same time. At least at that moment, it was showing the trio attack. It was showing a lot of people starting to join. Yes, all that. It started to show how it got violent, how the good guys were not exactly as good, how the bad guys started to look much better as a result. So everything led up to that. Then we see the NWO t-shirts all over the world, and they started to take over. It led to the success of WCW, beating Raw or beating WWF, unfortunately being strong. So they were victorious at that time, and that led to the creation of Sting, the invention of Sting. As they said, they had the idea of making Sting like Randy Lee's character of the book. Now, one day I'll probably talk about it, but this is one of the best movies about that. It's sad that it was the last one, but it was the perfect movie for that era, and it was the perfect inspiration for Sting to reinvent himself as this vigilante, standing on the shadows, looking at the and its injustices, trying to step up and do something about it. Meanwhile, we see everybody aching for anticipation. Then we need to start getting summer, which not only was the last one, but also the hero, Bret Hart, just left WWF, and they were working on very controversial things, which I'm not going to get into, because that horse has been beaten so many times. He hasn't been his second. But needless to say, it was the biggest match at that time, and this is one of the things that a lot of people said it was the turning tide of how they started to lose momentum. Now, everybody already spoke about this match, including how God was screw up all the how the finish didn't make sense, how things complicated, but in the end, Sting ended up with the title. But it should be noticed that during that preparation, Eric and Hulk had actually talked with Sting, and Hulk Hogan decided that he didn't felt like he wasn't ready, like he felt like he was tired or disheveled or something like that, and that's how the match didn't ended up being good. So one thing that should probably during the match, it was supposed to be Sting destroying Hulk Hogan and Hogan trying to cheat out of the victory. But during the match, if you look at that detail, Hogan had the most offenses. He got an actual good 2 count that wasn't exactly screwed. It wasn't until Bret Hart stepped up with the squash because they felt like the referee was perfect, but it didn't work because Hogan decided to look But he questions, was it actually the only reason? What was the actual factor that who killed him? And that is how it turns out because it starts to show that it wasn't just him, but it was so yeah, overall I enjoyed this episode. A lot of information but it was a good bias or unbiased perspective of how people do certain things, how they started to talk about how they got to that point. I should probably mention one of the talking heads. There are many talking heads here they mentioned. So one of them